Have you ever had one of those days where you just got in your own head and started believing that negative voice in your head? I've had one today. Um, you know what? I nearly didn't come on tonight because of it. It work basically knocked me confidence today. But then I thought, if this channel's about my real life, then I'm going to have to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, really. So here I am. It's not about my workplace, and I'm not blaming anyone the slightest. It's just about confidence, and it's about when you're going through what a lot of women go through, and men, I suppose. It's not necessarily just the menopause. It could genuinely, be like an ADHD thing or whatever. But surely I can't be the only person here. Surely I can't be. So yeah, it came to my mind, am I actually good enough? If you've ever felt like that, go and grab yourself a cuppa or a glass of wine or whatever, get comfy and just let's chat. That's what I would say. I'd love to hear like your comments in the chat and stuff like that if you're there. So yeah, it's basically kind of, I work with a group of men, and let me just point this out first of all. I don't think, and I hope, none of them do it out of malice or anything like that. I just don't think they realise. So because I'm so forgetful now, let me try and explain this fog brain is and what I think has happened and why I think I've just become, my brain has just become mush, basically. Is so obviously I have always, I'm just trying to like, I've always been a little bit disorganized, and I've always been like a bit chaotic. That's nothing new, okay? However, before the menopause, and before, well, the perimenopause, before that, I almost got by on it. I didn't know any different, if that makes sense, because that was me all my life. A little bit forgetful, a little bit disorganized. Wasn't disorganized, it was organized chaos then. To anybody else looking in, it would just look an absolute farce, a little bit like my brain. But to me, it was so methodical, and it just worked for me. And then all of a sudden, bam, the perimenopause hits. Now, it looks like basically I have had undiagnosed ADHD all my life, and hence why I've kind of always been like forgetful and not being able to like concentrate for long. And like, I look back at my my school reports, and everyone says, so capable, but just just likes to disrupt class and likes to talk and blah blah blah. Yeah, that was probably right. No, they're not lying. So obviously I've had ADHD all my life, but like I say, because I've kind of grew up with it all my life, that is just me, and it's who I was, and I found all my ways to kind of compensate for me little daft things I used to do. So, if I used to forget things, I'd have things like, things or like already in my head. I would know what I had to do to remember things, because I just, like I say, didn't know any. I don't know if this is going to make any sense whatsoever. And I hope it does to at least one person. So, but then since going into the menopause and the age, so what potentially could be happening is all my life I've just been on the spectrum of ADHD. I've got to start going through the menopause, and it's took that spectrum to bang the other end. So all of a sudden, now I'd love it if men could potentially understand this, because it would be great if you could just like not empathize, because you'll never be able to do that, because obviously you can't go through menopause, but sympathize maybe. So basically, for me personally, I don't know about anybody else's thing, so this is just me. Oh hi, I've got a couple of people on there. Hi, sorry, I'm chatting away. So yeah, I'm talking about like the day I had today. So pull up a queue, me love. Grab a cuppa. You're gonna be here a while. So yeah, so I think now that my memory has gone, it's almost like every room in my brain is occupied, and I can't kind of concentrate. So if I have to remember something new, I have to kind of take something out to replace that. So that's how I don't remember like conversations I've had yesterday, because it's almost like in the filing cabinet, I've got like one little bit of my filing cabinet that works. I pull it out, I get rid of that bit, and then I put the new thing in. Close the filing cabinet, and I remember that until I have to put some new information. It's just, honestly, it's crazy, and it's so frustrating for me as well. And I just forget everything. So I'm now trying to find new ways to be able kind of to help myself, especially at work, with all the, all the things that I do wrong. And I do forget, and I am not taken away from anybody that I definitely forget things. However, I do feel that I'm an easy target as well, because, it will just be the case of, oh, it'll be Lisa who's done it. It'll be Lisa. I guarantee you it'll be, and if anything has to go wrong, ask Lisa. And I get that. I totally get that. And it's a little bit of a conflict for me, because I do understand why you would say that, and why you would think that, and why people at work, would say that, because I am forgetful and I do make jokes about it. But then on the flip side, what it does is I walk away and I go, yeah, maybe they're all right. Maybe maybe I am stupid. Maybe I am a daft horse. I work with a group of men, okay? I can't have it both ways. I'm not stupid, right? I work in a male-orientated... Oh, don't know what's going on there. I work in a male-orientated place. So I'm one of the lads. Oh, I have been for 7 years. And, I love most of the lads there. And like I say, I've been... Hi, Dale! See, there's... Dale was one of me lads at work. So yeah, so I want to be treated like the lads. I kind of have a bit crap with them, honestly. I'm sometimes filthy mouthed as well, I'll be honest. And it's to fit in, because it is difficult when when you were the only girl. Thank goodness I've got my Jess now. So there's two females who are, but I've kind of had to put up with just all men. And I'm trying to kind of find that fine line of being able to joke with them, because I get it from how it looks. But then also I have to sometimes walk away and think, listen, stop being so sensitive, Lisa. Why are you so sensitive? Somebody said that, you're daft, you're stupid, oh, here we go again. 10 years ago, I would have turned around and said, Rita, I know thank you very much. Now I'm timid now. I'm like, oh. And and I know they don't mean any malice. I know they don't. I know that. But I do struggle with it. And sometimes I think what I'd love to do is I'd love to say, right, the whole 8 years, I want to get in the office. I want to sit you down for an hour, and I want to tell you my morning routine. and my pains I get every single day because they're sick to death of hearing about my pains. Trust me, I'm sick to death of talking about them. I find a new symptom every day. But but this is how I know I've changed, right? Because when I kind of felt a little bit sensitive, shall we say, and I walked out and I kind of just went down. I sat down for a couple of minutes, just doing my deep breathing. Don't blame anybody. I'm not saying, oh, he's done this and he's done that. It's just how I have to learn to deal with it, and I understand that. And then I thought myself, right, come on, Brashy. What are you going to do with this? Well, how are you going to turn this around? How? And then I thought, I'm going to make an honest video of it. Because at first, before I decided to turn it around, I thought, oh, I'm supposed to do a YouTube video. Like, I'm not doing it. I just feel it too icky. And then I thought to myself, no, I'm going to turn this on its arse. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and I'm going to make a video about it, like a live. And I'm going to see if that sounds familiar to any other females or males, I suppose, out there. And that's what I want to do. Now, and I've got like, oh, by the way, I thanked yesterday my 135 subscribers, which I do thank you for. I've now got 138. So you three people, welcome. It's a bit of a crazy train, this. The crazy train. There's no niche. So, like I say, today I thought, no, I'm going to turn this on its arse and I'm going to go in and I'm going to make a video. And so I'm thinking, is there other people, not necessarily just women, it's probably like women with the menopause and things like that. But I'm going to see if anybody else kind of feels like that, feels it's just chipping at them. And then do you just go home and go, is it me being too sensitive? Is it me mulling over everything? Does any of that make sense to you? Now, don't worry, I'm not going to come back and do a live tomorrow and talk more about menopause. I'm just basically telling you what my day was. I kind of started off quite positive. I don't know if something had gone wrong at work or something. I can't remember. But yeah, just today's been a bit of a kick in the teeth day. And yeah, I just wanted to come and share it. Anyway, like I say, it wasn't about blaming anybody. It's not about, I want to know, is there any people out there who feel like that, who sometimes feel they're not worthy, or sometimes feel they can't do it, or they're not good enough, and yet before you never had that? Is it as you've got older? Do you know what? I tell you what, if this live, and obviously I've had a couple of people jumping in and out, which is lovely. Thank you. You've got no idea who I am. You just probably think this crazy lady with the crazy glasses. It does. It does run deeper than that. But you know what? If today's message has got through to one person, thought, do you know what? That's exactly how I feel when I come home. I'm thinking I'm too sensitive. I'm thinking I'm too much for people. No, it's me as well. And do you know what? Then if that's just helped one person, then pressing that go live button was worth it. Because like I say, I often come home and I pick my own brain and I knock myself down. Listen, if you've ever had your confidence knocked, I genuinely love to hear about it. I mean, I'm genuinely sad you had to go through that, but I want to hear what your story was, because what I think is sensitive, you might not. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'd love to hear what kind of you find sensitive, and you know, and what did you do to kind of get over that, if you did? If not, do you struggle with it every day? I genuinely love to hear. And it would be nice to get noise. Come and join the community. Like I say, it's a crazy train. If you've stumbled upon this, hi, I'm Lisa. By the way, 15 minutes and 12 seconds gone. But yes, I'm Lisa. I am 53 years, nearly 53 years old, and I am wanting to build this channel up because I eventually want to relocate to Thailand, and I want to take you guys on the journey with us. I'm menopausal. I'm crazy. I'm going through pain. I'm chronic pain. I'm getting tested for all sorts. Oh, I'm single, going through a divorce. I'm such a catch, aren't I? But yeah. Tis what it is, my friends. So yeah, please comment, and I'd love to kind of hear your reactions to that. See you later, guys. Probably pop on for about another 10-15 minutes tomorrow. I'm trying to build and suss out how to do all these lives, because I don't really do lives. I just stick a couple of videos on and hope for the best. So cheers, and I will hopefully be responding to some of your comments. See you later, guys. Thanks for your ears. Needed it.